Hey, hello, economic students. Hey, today we're going to talk a little bit about cost benefit analysis. This is part of the decision making, and it'll be in lesson two of your reading if you have not already started that. So, cost benefit analysis. Basically, it's the idea of when you make a decision, okay, there's both a cost and a benefit, or a benefit and a cost to every decision that you make. And depending on what you choose, well, that's what depends on which is the cost and which is the benefit. But there is always both when you make a decision. Okay. And there is a five-step process to that. So first of all, you have to identify the resources and state the goals. So what are the choices that you have? Okay. What are your resources that you have? What is the goal for this decision that you're going to make? Okay. Then you have to list the alternative uses of the resources to achieve the goal. Okay. Those alternative resources are basically your two different decisions. Okay. So either decide to eat a hamburger or decide to eat a chicken sandwich. Okay. Well, those are the two resources. What's the goal? The goal is to eat, right? To fill your belly, to get energy, get food, right? That's the goal. Okay. But you have choices. So then you get to step three, you identify the advantages and disadvantages of each alternative. Okay. So then you have to list what's the advantage of eating a hamburger? What's the advantage of eating a chicken sandwich or a chicken burger, if you will? Okay. Then identify the choice. Okay. So what's the choice? The choice is either eat the hamburger or eat the chicken burger. If you choose to eat the chicken burger, then the opportunity cost is the hamburger. You have the cost is not eating that hamburger because that's what you chose. You chose not to eat the hamburger, you chose to eat the chicken. Okay. So the opportunity cost of your choice is not eating the hamburger. It's the other thing that you did not choose. Okay. Then you eat the chicken burger, right? It was all good. Your stomach's all full. You're feeling good about things. But then you have to review the decision. Was the decision right for you? Are you still left feeling hungry or thinking, oh man, I really missed that cheese and the grease and the beefiness of that hamburger? I missed that. Then you made the wrong decision. And next time when you're posed with the decision to either eat a hamburger or a chicken burger, you might go with the hamburger then. But if you decide that afterwards, that chicken burger fulfilled everything that you needed it to, fulfilled all the tastes that you wanted and all that, and you feel completely 100% satisfied after eating that chicken burger, then you made the right choice. And then that can help you to make the choice again the next time. Um, next time you have to choose between the hamburger or the chicken burger. And maybe that'll help you to next time. You might say, well, I ate the chicken burger last time, so now I'm going to eat the hamburger and have that beef this time. And then again, you go through the whole process again. And again, you go to number five, you review the decision. Was that the right choice for you at the time? Um, it all depends. Okay, so we always go through this process. So before we go on any further, two terms you need to know. Decision making. Decision making is basically the process of identifying a choice. Okay, just identifying the choice. Okay, just the process of identifying the choice. So that's that five-step process. Okay, the goal is something that you want to happen or something that you want to do. Okay, so I'm going to illustrate this whole decision-making process by using a prop and telling a story. Okay, so I have this apron here, and maybe you had seen it in the background of some of the videos before. So I'm going to show you this apron here, and this is the decision-making apron. Okay, so this is a specialized apron, has magical powers and abilities to help people make decisions. Okay, so I'm going to kind of remove these guys for right now. All right, so we have up here, we've got just like it shows there in on the slide. You've got your goals, okay, or resources. You've got your two alternatives, right? You've got the advantages and disadvantages, okay, of each of the, and then at the end, we have our choice and our opportunity cost, okay? So again, to illustrate this, I'm going to use a story. And maybe this is a story that you know, maybe it's a story you don't know, but we're going to use this story to help illustrate the whole idea of decision making, right? So maybe you're familiar with the Twilight series, movies or the books or both, whatever. Maybe you're not. I'm going to take you through this kind of thing anyway. Why did I choose this? Because it's kind of fun, right? And it is a decision. You have this young woman, Bella Swan, who has to make a decision between these two dudes, right? She likes both of them, but she can't make the decision of which one she wants to be with. So, here she is. Okay. So right here, our goal, okay, her goal is to hook up with one of these guys, maybe marry one of them, whatever, okay. And then we've got our two choices here, okay. So first choice is this dude, okay. You might recognize him, he's a pretty popular actor right now. Got this dude's character name, he's Edward, okay. So Edward, okay, is one of our choices here. We've got some advantages and disadvantages of the Edward choice, okay? So Edward, kind of a good looking guy. She really likes him. He's got a great, nice car. Family is really wealthy. He lives a really long time. Basically, he's dead. He's a vampire. Okay, so he can live like for forever. Okay, family is really good, very supportive family. They're all vampires too, but they're a good family to be around. He's kind of good looking. They're rich. There's benefit. Lots of education. He's done high school, several dozen times by this point. So he's a pretty smart dude. Lived through a lot. And because they're wealthy and stuff, they're going to get to travel a lot. Okay. Some problems though, some disadvantages with Edward. Well, he's dangerous. He's a vampire, and other vampires don't like the idea that this Edward dude likes this mortal chick, Bella. Okay, so other vampires want to kill Bella because apparently her blood's like super tasty or something. He's a bit nerdy. Um, there's a couple of times where he just like off and just takes off and abandons Bella, doesn't say why or anything like that. He just goes off, goes brooding off into the forest or whatever. He glows in sunlight and sparkles and stuff, so his skin is kind of weird, so it's kind of hard for him to go out in public much. He's ice cold to the touch. He's white as white can be. I mean, he makes mayonnaise look like it has a tan. Um, and in order to go with Edward, she would have to abandon her father, her family, her friends, all the mortal people that she knows. She's going to have to fake dead to all of them and disappear from their lives forever. Okay? So that's all. That's all Edward. Okay. Her other choice is this dude Jacob, sometimes also known as Lava Shark Boy. Shark Boy, right? Okay. So he's one of our other choices here. Okay. Good thing about Jacob here, he's really good at protecting Bella. He has a very protective mentality and personality. Bella's father is friends with Jacob's dad. So there's like this family relationship there. Bella's dad really approves of Jacob, thinks Jacob's a great guy, kind of is. Jacob's a bit more hunky than Edward. Edward's handsome, but Jacob's all like ripped and buff and stuff. He's warm, very warm to the touch, almost to the point of being hot, which is a little bit strange. Oh wait, that's because he's a werewolf. Okay, so he's a dog. Yeah, turns into a werewolf. Okay, but he's got a nice tan. He's into motorcycles. Bella likes motorcycles, and she'll get to stay around with her dad, and she doesn't have to abandon her friends and family. But the disadvantages of Jacob, because there's such a close family relationship there, a friendship, Jacob has become kind of like a little brother for Bella. So she likes him. She thinks she might romantically like him, but not totally sure. There's the potential danger. I mean, he is a werewolf. And if the rest of the pack doesn't approve, she could be in trouble. He does also kind of get upset because Bella won't make a decision and he abandons He gets really moody and broody. That's the teenage boys, like I say. Yes, you boys, I said that. Yeah. All right. So Bella will also kind of have to take care of him. He's a little bit of a needy guy. Needs a lot of attention, emotional attention, and stuff like that. And well, again, he is a werewolf, which means kind of ultimately he's a dog. So when he gets wet, ooh, wet dog smell, right? Not always a good thing. Okay, so there are the two choices. There are the advantages and disadvantages of each one, right? Okay, so how else could we use this process? Okay, well, you could look at, stay in school, okay, or drop out. Work or go to work or concentrate on school. 4-year college, 2-year college, trade school, apprenticeship, steak or tofu. That's an easy one. Forget that. We could go political. Relations with Cuba, no relations with Cuba. Feet on the ground, or arm the Kurds to defeat ISIS. That's an old one. I need to change that. Head Start, gifted or talented. Well, that's a whole other thing. Fireworks or no fireworks, especially here in California. Fireworks can be extremely dangerous. Set off a whole forest fire that burns millions of acres. Okay, so a lot of different ways that we could use this whole decision-making process of advantages and disadvantages, and to help us make a choice. Okay, now keep these things in mind. The choice is the alternative that you select. Okay, the opportunity cost is the alternative not selected. Okay, it's the opportunity that's given up. That's the cost, the opportunity given up. So every choice has a cost. There's no such thing as a free choice. Every time you make a decision, you make a choice, okay, you've decided I'm going to do this. There's always a cost, and the cost is the thing that you didn't choose. Okay, I chose to go to college and get my degree in history to become a teacher. The opportunity cost was I didn't go to culinary school. That was the other really big thing that I was kind of wrestling with that I could have done. And at the time I was living on the coast, and it was equal distance between the university I could have gone to or the culinary school. The university was down in Camarillo. The culinary school was in Santa Barbara. They were equal distance driving from each other. The opportunity cost is I didn't become a chef. I became a teacher instead. Okay. Disadvantages are not costs. Okay. Disadvantages are inherent to every alternative that we have. Every choice that we have, there is always advantages and disadvantages. Okay. There's only one cost to each choice, and that is the thing that we did not choose, the alternative that we gave up, that we did not select. Okay. So, one thing I want you to do is list 4 decisions that you've made in the last month and the opportunity cost of each choice, okay? So you can use this sentence here. To achieve the goal of blank, I use my blank to blank instead of blank, okay? So you used your whatever choice to achieve your goal, okay, instead of whatever the alternative was, okay? So for this example, I have down there, to achieve my goal of maximizing my well-being on Sunday, I use 3 hours of my human capital to watch football instead of studying for my econ class. There's an example for you, okay? All right, so then I want you to list 3 decisions that historical characters have made, and put them in the same format as you did previously. So for example, to achieve the goal of winning the war, George Washington used his troops to withdraw from New York rather than staying to fight the British, because that was a losing battle. Okay, now things to remember as you're doing that. Don't confuse choice and alternatives, okay? There are many alternatives, but there's only one choice and only one cost per decision. So don't confuse costs and negative consequences of a choice. Alternatives must be ways to achieve your goal, okay? They have to be actual, viable, reasonable ways to achieve your goal. Okay. In decision making, you always have the two alternatives. Okay. It's like the two sides of a coin. You can't have one without the other. You can't have heads without tails. You can't have tails without heads. They're both there, right? They both exist. So they have to. Otherwise, it's not a coin, right? Okay. So when you choose, what did you give up? Okay. Opportunity cost is the best alternative not selected when making a decision. You choose heads, you give up tails. You choose the hamburger, you give up the chicken burger, okay, etc. You choose a sandwich, you give up the burrito. You choose the salad, you give up the hamburger, whatever it is, okay? So these are all similar alternatives, okay? So we've got 5 alternatives here. Okay, we've got salad, we've got a chicken burger, a burrito, a hamburger, and a quick store sandwich. Okay, so then you narrow down the alternatives to 2. Okay, the hamburger and the chicken burger. Okay, you want them both, but you can have only one. So if you choose the spicy chicken, the cost of the choice is the hamburger that you gave up. Okay. So identifying choice in the opportunity cost. So if your choice is the hamburger, the cost, the opportunity cost, is the spicy chicken burger. Okay, so you you lost the opportunity to experience the spicy chicken burger at that moment. Okay, that's why it's a cost. It was an opportunity. It was an opportunity for you to have that spicy chicken sandwich, but you decided not to. You decided to go with the hamburger. So the opportunity cost is what you gave up and the experience that it would have given you. So when people choose between 2 alternatives, they select one and give up the other. So in this case of Miss Swan here, Bella, okay, she had 2 choices, okay, Jacob or Edward. Which one is she going to choose? Okay, well, given all, if you look at the advantages and disadvantages, which one would be best? So if she chooses Jacob, then the opportunity cost is Edward. If she chooses Edward, then the opportunity cost is Jacob. And spoiler alert, if you don't know the story and you wanted to know the story, go ahead and mute here for a second. Okay, so mute, and I'll tell you to unmute, all right? Okay, so mute. There's Edward. Edward is the choice. Okay, so unmute. Okay, you can turn the sound back on now. Okay, so we can also use this in a lot of other reasons or a lot of other ways. Okay, so we've got using a resource. Okay, whether to drill for oil in Alaska or not. What is your choice and what is the opportunity cost? Your choice is either drill in Alaska or preserve the land. Those are your two. Okay, those are your 2 alternatives: drill for oil or make the land protected so that you don't, go in and do stuff with it. Okay. Um, Basically, to choose is to refuse. Okay. Opportunity cost is an opportunity lost. So in a decision, there is one choice. Okay. One choice, right? One choice, one cost. One choice, one cost. Okay, so there's no such thing, again, as a free choice. There is always a cost that goes along with every choice, and it's not the disadvantages. Okay, um, things don't have costs necessarily; choices do. So in economics, when we talk about cost, we're not talking about a dollar sign amount. Cost is what you gave up. Okay, so choices have costs, not things. Okay, things have value and price. They don't have costs. So, what did you give to get what you got? What did you give up to get what you got? Okay, what will you or did you give up when you make your choice? Okay, perhaps this is perhaps the most important concept in all of economics is decision making. Everything in economics is about making decisions. You make a decision to invest in this stock, then your opportunity cost is not investing in that one. Um, in everything, uh, change minimum wage, increase minimum wage. There's an opportunity cost to doing that, and that's not changing minimum wage. It's not the advantages and disadvantages of those two alternatives. The cost is what you didn't choose. If we choose to raise the minimum wage, the cost is not increased expenses and things like that. That's an advantage or disadvantage to raising the minimum wage. Okay. The cost is not raising the minimum wage, leaving it the way it is. So the price of a thing is very different than the cost of a choice, like I said earlier. Okay. A thing has a price. Cost is a choice. Okay. Choice has a cost. Okay. So, four-letter word in economics, F-R-E-E, free. That's a horrible word in economics. We don't recognize that word in economics. It has no existence unless we're talking about free market. And then it's not talking about there's no cost. It's talking about being not having regulations. So most of the time when we use the word free in economics, we're talking about a lack of or freedom from something. So in economics, when we use the word free, it's like the first part of the word freedom. Okay. So we're not going to talk about that word anymore. So when will you make a free choice? Well, basically, when pigs fly. Okay. All right, y'all. That's opportunity cost. Okay. Have a great day. We'll see you later.